Welcome to BattleTech in the Morning with Captain Nips. I'm Captain Nips, and today, in another of the OILER evaluation trials, two more pilots from the Oosiks Irregulars step up and try to prove themselves worthy of being shipped across the length and breadth of the inner sphere to the far southern reaches, to the Oregon Reach.
Welcome, Commander.
In today's matchup, we have Fireside, Gunnery 8, Piloting 5, Guts 4, Tactics 2 with Bulwark and Breaching Shot. Magic bringing to the table an awesome today, which will probably prove to be the center point of where the fight is. Red Spoon, on the other hand, with his Gunnery 6, Piloting 8, Guts 1, Tactics 6, and Evasive Movement, bringing a Jenner to the table, clearly the knife fighter of the pair, as he says so himself. Pitted against the light assault team once more, Urban Mechs, Hunchback, and Kentaro. Plenty of heavy damage to be had. Giving up, again, almost 3 million Seabills headroom, definitely giving up tonnage, and absolutely giving up a 2-to-1 advantage on the action economy. Today, we are going to take it over to the stacks on a rainy day. Let's get this trial started.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Drop lights are green. We hit the button, and we're down on the battlefield from the command's eye view. Now, what we're probably going to want to do is post up with Fireside in a nice position that has good lines. Honestly, actually, since he's got Bulwark, I think we're going to post up in the water. We're gonna leverage the hell out of that cooling because he's going to have to do a lot of work with those PPCs. So let's just get right down into the river. And Red Spoon is going to need to provide tactical support and try and keep things off of him as best we can. And the question is, where is the best place to actually hide out in the river here? I don't know that there is a good spot. If we go over here, we've got a line of sight kind of up into this valley, but it's broken up pretty easily by the rocks here and the rocks on either side. There's the forest as well. This one's actually even worse, I think, for that purpose. So maybe we do head around over to this end.
You have orders?
Get trucking.
Consider it done.
We need to put that PPC boat just right where it belongs.
How might I help?
Meanwhile, we will have Red Spoon scout out the situation here.
Be there in a jiff.
Now, these pilots haven't seen action since the release of Beta Phase 2, which means Red Spoon's going to have to be very careful as a knife fighter. The evasive move is not going to be saving him like it did in the past.
What's the plan?
So let's just pull up right here.
Moving out.
Provide sensors on until Fireside can get into position. Hunchback and Kentaro moving down through the midline. No sign of the
Reporting.
Urban Mechs yet, which means they're either still back at spawn or they've decided to crawl up into the mountains in the distance. I should have sprinted. Oh well. Red Spoon is a little bit on the edge there. We might need to pull him back. In fact, we'll pull him back behind these rocks here. He's got the movement for it. Keep us out of any unfortunate lines of sight from early salvos. One of the medium mechs pushing hard towards the river. Would not be surprised if that's the Kentaro.
How might I help?
Fireside probably not going to get line of sights on anything, so we're just going to go for a sprint. Also, I'm feeling pretty safe from the rest of the team. That medium mech is way upfield. We kind of only have to worry about what's going on right here. And what might be coming behind. So the question becomes, do we try and go for the jump here? Red Spoon can get the early line of sight, but it might be putting him at a distinct risk. Or well, nothing to do but get this party started. Kentaro is the one that pushed to the river as called. We've got heat to deal with because jump jets are a real deal.
Good to go.
But Red Spoon's going to get the first salvo off. Chip down some of that movement modifier. Hopefully giving Fireside a chance to light that guy up. Kentaro is going to get a chance to move first, though. With Red Spoon's sensors far to one side of the battlefield, the Hunchback in the distance, losing track on it. Alright.
You have orders?
Can we get to a line of sight that helps? Nope. The answer is just nope. Alright, well, position ourselves for the next turn while Red Spoon makes like a tree and gets the hell out of there. And leads this Kentaro back to the awesome and its much more potent weaponry. Autocannon 10 rounds coming in, but Red Spoon ducks and weaves, getting out of the way. Red Spoon continuing to provide lines of sight.
Going skyward.
Interesting. Not nearly enough heat sinks to cover what's going on here, so we're just going to go down into a guarded position and sink heat. This Kentaro is going to get a chance to take another shot at it. Meanwhile, a Hunchback in the distance closing, but not quite finding a line of sight to the awesome nearby. Red Spoon takes a hit to the arm, but keeps it together. And now it's time for lightning bolts. We need to make short work of this Kentaro because that Hunchback is coming in hot from the left. I want to give myself enough space, but I also want to get away from the Hunchback. When in doubt, we can always go down to Battle Fists. Fireside.
Of course.
AKA Magic. Lining up the shot. We do have breaching shot, but not much to be said when you've got 3 PPCs to fire. Fired 3 PPCs. Oof. Oof. Alright, not the best start. It's okay. It's okay. There's a lot of weapons fire whiffing right now. Goes both ways. Speaking of which, another autocannon train comes through. Red Spoon ducking to his right, keeping out of the way of the enemy guns.
What's the plan?
Interestingly enough, you can get onto this hill, but there's no hex that's technically forested. And the movement of the water slowing the movement, really putting a cramper in his ability to use his evasive move. I don't like only 3 dots. We're gonna make a parallel move over to this direction. We're gonna keep jumping. We're gonna try and keep an eye on that Hunchback here. Go hold down. Not hold down, just guarding. Alright, here comes the Hunch. Is it gonna get a line of sight? Yep, it has line of sight on the left side of the awesome. Landing a salvo. Hitting the center torso, which is exactly where you don't want to get hit right from the get-go.
I've been wounded.
Fireside takes a shot to the face.
Awaiting
He's
orders.
just going to have to deal, however, as he repositions. And at this point, we need to bulwark. We need to bulwark like we've never bulwarked. Not going to have line of sight on the hunchback. Red Spoon's going to have to deal with that.
Coordinates confirmed.
Good percentages to hit here, but we're chipping through a guarded target. Lighten up that right side. Doing good work there. Bulwark turns on. Fireside.
Reporting.
Fireside feeling a little bit more confident. Now, Red Spoon needs to get some work done here. He's going to take the tree cover and start lighting up this hunchback. See what we got. 3 lasers or... Nope, we're going to keep it cool. Start working here. 4 dots of movement plus cover. Let's see what the hunchback thinks about that. Ooh boy. Precision strike with that autocannon 20, but Red Spoon ducks another autocannon train coming his direction. Meanwhile, Fireside taking all sorts. Oh, and goes down from a knockdown.
That felt like it hit my spleen.
But
Reporting.
the only real effect is to piss him off and screw up his aim this turn. However, aim's not going to be a problem on the shutdown Kintaro as we line up and bulwark again. And we're going to work on taking apart that side torso, I think. 27 versus 30. Got 60, 80, 88 damage to the right torso, takes it off. 190 damage, cores it out. So we're going to work that side. Line it up. Fireside with the shots. Lands all 3, stripping the torso clean off. Takes away an SRM-6 and a medium laser on the shutdown Kintaro. Urban mechs continuing to show their vulnerability as slow light mechs, not getting into the fight, but autocannon trains coming for Red Spoon like
You
mad,
have orders?
who is now in it to win it against this hunchback.
I understand.
4 dots of movement, but we've got a clean shot and we're into overheat. So we're going to overheat because rear armor is a thing that needs to evaporate off this hunchback. A couple of leg shots and a little bit to the rear panels.
I need to cool off.
And now it's time for Red Spoon to
Battle mech power-up detected.
jet right out of there as the hunchback. Oh, gets salty moving into melee. Oh, and lands a shot to the center torso. Here comes the small laser.
That was good.
Ignoring cover with the precision strike. Party laser doing the work.
Hole in my armor.
Fireside again trying to line up shots on this Kintaro, which is back to being bulwarked. This 2-front fight that we've got going on, duels everywhere. Red Spoon needs to clear out. But he's got a real situation going here.
Move order received.
Doesn't have enough. He's unstable, so can't sprint. So we're gonna have to move, clear some heat, clear some stability. Let's see what this hunchback has to say about all that. Guarded plus 3 dots of movement. Can it get behind me? Can it get behind Red Spoon? No, it just decides to post up. as Fireside continues to take hits, continuing to trade blows with this Kentaro in the distance.
Firing.
Opening up the other side torso now. Down to 25 structure left in the torso. It's got a good chance to strip that mech in half.
Yes, Commander.
Red Spoon has somewhat outmaneuvered the Hunchback. I think it's time to go into the deep cover. Give up the left to the Urban Mech and the right to the Hunchback. The Hunchback might be able to close to visible distance, but we'll see. Red Spoon may have lost his chaser and finds the other Urban Mech dawdling about back at nearly its own spawn point. Kentaro and Fireside in his awesome continuing to trade blows. Fireside needs to actually rotate his armor, which is dangerous because it could give up his back. So we're going to just rotate face up. 25 damage left on that side torso. A PPC, even through guarded, is going to shear it off. Let it rip. Oh, all the hits going to the center and right side of Kentaro. Kentaro keeps its left side guns for the moment. Fireside continuing to duck all the damage. Red Spoon now with an opportunity to close on an enemy and put the hurt down.
I understand.
As he dances from target to target, crawling right up on top of this Urban Mech. Let's just check those numbers again. 90% to hit. It has no modifiers and is not defended in any way. No focus needed here, friends, as we are going to light up that right side of the Urban Mech. But somehow not quite get there. Red Spoon now in a precarious position, surrounded on 3 sides with a spotter, so that Hunchback might, if it can get a line. Yep, here we go. Laser fires wide. The Kentaro and Magic's awesome continuing to trade blows. Fireside tanking damage like a champ. But the Kentaro shuts down. The Kentaro shuts down, putting itself in a vulnerable state, even with the cover. 62 damage left on its center torso to give, with a 31% chance on called shots. 95% chance to hit. Question is focus. Do we focus to remove the cover? Nope. I'm going to trust that we can get there. Fireside and his magic. Shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, all of them to the center torso. Downs the enemy Kentaro. Fireside / Magic getting the first kill. Urban Mech getting salty, but throws a melee attack to the wind. Party Laser coming through, but also missing. Red Spoon getting all of the good luck, dodging like mad.
Yes, Commander.
And speaking of dodging, it's time to GTFO. Time to clear. As now it's time to reposition against the rest of the enemy team. Fireside, having traded blows with that Kentaro, took a lot of damage. 20 to the back, probably not going to be the worst thing. Although, right torso is now at 12 structure. That's bad. Not going to lie, that's not the greatest. So we're going to pull around and try and find cover. Because if it has a line of sight on me from here, I have to close on it somehow. Yeah, it would take 2 moves to get there. sprint might not be the best idea, but kind of trusting that that Hunchback isn't going to quite get to range in one more move. We'll see.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, so Red Spoon has an opportunity to do what here? That Urban Mech in the distance, I'm a little afraid. If I peek out this corner, he's going to take a shot. But so let's just creep up to the corner, throw a guard on it. Oof. Just cleared it. Hunchback comes into view. Autocannon's going hard, hitting the right side. Right side goes down. Fireside's awesome. Getting chewed up. And at this point now, with Fireside down to a single PPC, the better option is to engage in melee. So we're going to hide behind a rock and make the Hunchback come to us. Guard that down. Red Spoon with another opportunity to cause some damage here. Can we get to the right side of the target? No. Let's check the target. That's the one we shot at before. Can't get behind it. But it'll be at the cost of giving up our rear. An AC-10 to the rear could... AC-10 to the center rear will kill us. But Red Spoon is not going to be deterred. We're going to go for it. Numbers at 90s and 80s. Take the shot. Do we throw focus on this? We're already ignoring the guard state. Throw the focus on it. We need to make sure these weapons hit.
Enjoy pummeling you. Confirmed.
Not quite getting through that right torso, but putting some damage on as the focus comes in on the enemy Urban Mech. Right to the rear. That looks like left side. And the small laser from downtown, the impossibly long-range small laser, in no way, shape, or form able to actually make that shot in real life. We call shenanigans. Red Spoon ducking an autocannon train. Now it's back to Fireside, who needs to try and close the distance. It is just too slow for this. Red Spoon taking more shots. This more to the left transfers through and downs Red Spoon. Autocannon rounds. Can't dodge them all, but he certainly tried. Fireside now. As the Hunchback comes down into melee with Salt on its mind, punches out Fireside center torso. And the Oosiks go down. Sadly, only one kill to be spoken of. Magic getting the kill. Fireside in his awesome downs the Kentaro in 16 rounds, 21 minutes, 43 seconds. But the damage was done. It was too great to overcome, and Red Spoon couldn't dodge them all. Eventually takes too many shots and goes down. Enemy forces got the Kentaro, mostly by its own foolishness, but the rest of the team doing a real good job of staying clean, as this pair of Oosiks will go back to the med bay, heal up, study the tapes, come back around for round 3, see if they can't redeem themselves. But that'll be all for today's BattleTech in the morning. I am, as always, your coach on the sideline, Captain Nips. Hoping all of you out there have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are. And I'll see all of you in the next video.